My name is Elaine Mayson and I'm a writer of children's books. You may have heard of the Daring Dolphins and the Dive Bombers and Ballerina in Danger. They are books from the Isabella and the Pink House series. But today I'm going to read a picture book that I have written, and it's called Martin, the Boy Who Drank Too Much Pop, which is fizzy drink. Can you see it? Super. Now here is Martin, and he is holding a pop bottle, a fizzy drink bottle, and he's got his mobile in the other hand. And here is the van that delivered all the pop bottles leaving. So today I'm going to read this book with the help of my audio because you get all the noises and the sounds of this wonderful book.
Martin loved drinking pop.
Any flavour, any brand, as long as it was
fizzy
and sweet. Martin's mum spoiled him terribly,
and she
ordered boxes and boxes of pop bottles each time she did her online shopping.
At school, the teachers took away his pop bottles. So Martin hid them in the playground and drank them in the breaks. He was always disrupting the class with tremendous burps. One day, Martin didn't burp,
and he sat in class feeling rather bloated. During break time, he drank a hidden pop bottle and was now sure that he would burp. His stomach had become larger and rounder, but however much he tried, he couldn't burp.
At lunchtime, the other children laughed at his round stomach. So he ran away and found the last hidden pop bottle. He gulped it down, but instead of burping, his stomach, which was already filled with enormous quantities of gas from the pop, began to grow. It grew, and it grew, and it grew. His feet left the ground, and he floated up over the school playing field.
Oh my goodness! Exclaimed Mrs. Thompson.
Martin's yellow jumper, still stretched over his stomach, gave him the appearance of the rising sun. Mrs. Thompson ran back into the school and fetched Mr. Jarvis, the headmaster. Martin must be brought down to the ground, he said with a worried frown appearing on his forehead. Mrs. Thompson, please bring the children back to their classes at once, commanded Mr. Jarvis. Mr. Jarvis pulled out his mobile from his pocket, and as he hurried into the school, he dialed 999.
Emergency services?
Answered the voice. Send the police and the firemen to Tambury School. Tambury, T-A-1-O-T-T. A flying boy must be rescued, said Mr. Jarvis.
Your call will be dealt with immediately,
answered the voice. The school secretary, Madeline, rang Martin's mum and asked her to come to the school. P.C. Bateman and the fire engine arrived. The firemen rushed across the playing fields, carrying a long ladder. The firemen placed their ladder against the trunk of a tree, and one fireman climbed up to the very top. He reached out for Martin's leg, but it was just
too far away.
Another
Another
fireman climbed onto his shoulders. He managed to grasp hold of Martin's ankle, but a gust of wind pulled Martin out of his hold and he drifted up and over the tree. Try to burp, shouted the fireman. I'm trying to, but I can't, wailed Martin. The wind blew Martin even further away. The firemen climbed down the ladder and said that they could do nothing more to help Martin. P.C. Bateman decided to call in Special Branch. So the firemen carried their ladder back to the engine, then with a final toot toot, off they drove. By this time, Martin's mum had arrived. He's my only child, sobbed Martin's mum. You shouldn't have given him so many bottles of pop, said P.C. Bateman sternly. Very soon, there was a loud whining noise in the sky, and a helicopter came into view. It landed in the field like a giant hummingbird. Mr. Jarvis and P.C. Bateman ran towards the helicopter, making sure their heads were down to miss the turning blades. Once inside, they were introduced to the pilot, Sergeant Henderson, and the co-pilot, Sergeant Callie. Martin had drifted past the town when a noise that started as a low hum became louder and louder in his ears.
Hold on to the rope and we will pull you up into the helicopter,
shouted Sergeant Callie. Martin's mum was amongst the crowd that had gathered to watch the rescue operation. She was very worried about her son, but she couldn't help rather enjoying all the attention that she was receiving. She gave interviews for television and spoke on the radio. Martin was fast becoming a celebrity, and he was talked about in every home. Martin tried and tried to grab the rope, but every time he lunged for it, a gust of wind blew him away. An hour passed, and Martin was so tired he could no longer stretch for the rope. The helicopter flew away, and the crowds on the ground went home for their tea. It began to go dark, but it was a clear night with a full moon. Martin could see the houses down below and could imagine the people warm and happy inside. Martin was hungry and very cold. He shivered and began to cry. Martin drifted for a long time. He could feel his eyes closing, and he fought to keep awake. When he next looked down, he saw black, inky water far below, and the dark shape of a warship. He was travelling above a large river with lots of buildings and lights on either side. Suddenly, there was a noise like a clap of thunder, and he was blinded by an incredible white light. "Ah!" screamed Martin in dismay. A giant floodlight on the deck of the warship was pointing towards Martin. On the roads, there was total confusion. Cars parked or just stopped. Other traffic was blocked. There were angry voices and lots of hooting of horns. Crowds
the banks of the river to stare up at poor Martin in the sky.
Jumping out of one of the news media jeeps, Martin's mum waved her arms frantically and looked up at Martin anxiously.
Martin! Martin! You are in danger!
She screamed. Martin's mum was being interviewed for the national news on television. Could you explain to the public
why Martin is in danger? Said the television reporter.
All the cameras zoomed onto Martin's mum's face. He is drifting towards the flight path, said his mum importantly. Then she burst into tears.
We are the Royal Navy. You are in the direct line of the flight path.
The voice was spoken through a loudspeaker, and the crowd and Martin's mum went silent. Some people couldn't bear it any longer and hid their eyes. The floodlight was turned off, but a far louder noise than the light was approaching to his right. Martin turned his head. His eyes grew wide with fear, and he gulped hard to stop himself from screaming. A giant jumbo jet aeroplane was cruising towards him. The white metal bird came closer. The engines were deafening. Martin started to flap his arms, but he knew he had no hope of avoiding this immense machine.
We are going to blast you up into the sky,
said the captain of the Royal Navy boat. An enormous, strong jet of air hit him from below. Martin shot upwards, missing the plane by seconds, and hurtling past the window of the pilot and the co-pilot.
reporting the near miss of a flying object,
said the pilot to the control tower.
We have just been informed by the Royal Navy that it is an inflated buoy that has flown into your flight path. His name is Martin. Can you locate him?
They stared out of their window and saw Martin up above and drifting quite quickly off to their right.
Yes, we can see him.
Reported the pilot.
He is safe and no longer in the flight path.
That is good news,
said the control tower.
What happened to Martin?
Asked the pilot.
He drank too much pop,
said the control tower.
Really?
Said the pilot, eyeing his fizzy drink bottle with a worried look. Martin had been drifting above thick cloud and had fallen asleep. But he awoke to find he was no longer over the city.
The clouds had parted
and the sun was rising. A giant fiery orb of orange peeped up over the horizon, spreading golden light over the green countryside below. In the distance, he could see a hot air balloon, painted in thick stripes of all the colours of the rainbow. A brown wicker basket dangled from the ropes tied to the balloon. It looked so pretty floating across the sky. The balloon was heading in Martin's direction, and he could now see that there were two people standing in the wicker basket. He was very excited and waved madly. "Help me!" he shouted. "Help!" he screeched.
I am Professor Clue, and this is Captain Margaret. who is in charge of the hot air balloon operation,"
said the Professor into his loudspeaker. I want to go home, shouted Martin.
"We cannot hear you,"
said the Professor.
"This is the closest we can come for your safety. The hot air of our balloon may blast you up into the atmosphere where the air is too thin for you to breathe."
Martin shuddered as tears rolled down his cheeks.
"We have a plan,"
said the Professor enthusiastically.
"I have made this potion of peppermint for you. It is in a small bottle secured by a strap to this drone. Press the potion down onto the red button and it will release. Can you flap your arms twice if you have heard and understand my instructions?"
said the Professor. Martin flapped his arms twice. Captain Margaret lifted the metallic spaceship in the air and then let go of it. Captain Margaret expertly used the controls to direct the drone towards Martin. It stopped and hovered below Martin's hand. He reached out and pressed the bottle down on the red button and the strap released.
I've got it! Yelled Martin, waving the bottle in the air.
"When you are over a place that will give you a soft landing, start sipping the peppermint potion in the bottle. You will then slowly descend to the ground,"
shouted Professor Clue into his loudspeaker. "Thank you very much," said the grateful Martin to the Professor.
"Goodbye and good luck,"
said the Professor. Captain Margaret fired up the balloon with hot air, and the balloon shot away into the blue sky. Professor Clue and Captain Margaret waved, and Martin waved back until they vanished into the distance. Later in the morning, when Martin was floating over a large field, he flipped open the top of the bottle and began to sip peppermint potion. Burp, 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 burp. Each time he burped, he drifted closer to the ground until splat!
He squelched into a cow pat.
The helicopter arrived. Sergeant Henderson contacted his base.
Henderson to base.
Reporting the fall of Martin. Over and out.
Reporters and television crews arrived and rushed towards Martin.
What was it like to be soaring in the sky? said one reporter.
It was fairly good, said Martin, feeling quite important.
Will you continue to drink lots of pop bottles? asked the reporter.
No, never, shuddered Martin.
It wasn't that good then, smiled the reporter.
Martin no longer disrupts the class with his bur-ps, and his mum has stopped buying pop bottles online. On special occasions, Martin still drinks a bottle of pop, but he always keeps a peppermint sweet in his pocket. Well, wouldn't you?
Remember, you can buy this book, Martin, the Boy Who Drank Too Much Pop. And here we are on Amazon and on my website, elainemasonbooks.co.uk. Bye.